Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1005, Demon Child. And, fun fact, it's the 20th chapter that I've ever done a summary for, so it's actually kind of exciting. I've actually successfully done this for the past 20 chapters. This chapter is titled Demon Child, which is really exciting. As soon as I read it, I was like, okay, this is finally going to be that Robin chapter we've all been looking forward to, and it does not disappoint. So, without further ado, we're going to begin with the cover art. It is not what I was asking for, the whole, I would like the next cover story to be Katakuri, but it is Katakuri on the cover. He's eating some donuts and he's giving milk and donuts to some kittens and puppies, which it's really nice to see Katakuri, willing to share with more than just his family. It's also really nice to see that Katakuri is outdoors in like a public area with his mouth exposed. I know these photos are not, they're not canon, they're not actual events that happen in One Piece, but it is really cool to see that Oda is drawing Katakuri in a situation like that. I know it's not canon, but it looks to be that, like, after his fight with Luffy, maybe Katakuri's a little more confident in his self-image, and now he's willing to just walk around without the scarf. He knows that he is the big tough guy, and he knows that no one's going to mess with him, with or without his giant gulper eel face. So the chapter begins with Sanji caught by Black Maria. She's got him all tied up in her webs, and she's telling him to call for Nico Robin, just like she was saying earlier. As such, she puts on a set of brass knuckles and just starts wailing on Sanji, hit after hit after hit. And they are speechless. The women watching this happen, they're like, oh my gosh, what a brave guy. He's not going to say anything. He's just going to stay silent to his death. It actually reminds me of all the way back in Little Garden when Mr. Five was like, okay, duck, call for Vivi and we'll let you go. And he was hitting the duck and Kara refused to quack. And just like that, Sanji is getting punched and Sanji goes, wait, let me say something. And all the women are like, oh my gosh, he's gonna say something like, go to hell or eat crap or, I'm not saying anything. And he's so brave. And then he goes, Robin, please come save me. He starts crying out, Robin, please come save me. And it's really cool because it shows, the broadcasting across the entire Onigashima where Chopper's like, oh my gosh, Sanji. And you see that Kid's crew and Law's crew, who are currently, just fighting Kaido minions, you see their different reactions of Beppo's like, is that a Straw Hat crew member? And I forget his name, but he's that straw man looking dude from Kid's crew. And he's like, wow, what a pathetic guy, just crying out for help like that. And it really shows you the difference between Luffy's crew and Kid's crew. We also get glimpses of Jinbei and Frankie's fights, where Jinbei is saying, like, does Sanji realize this is being broadcast everywhere? And you hear Sasaki laughing that, this is obviously a trap and they're going to catch Nico Robin. Then it cuts to Usopp and Nami, who are, I'm going to guess, still roaming through Onigashima, capturing more gifters. And Nami has seen this all before, so she's like, he got caught by a woman, didn't he? So it's funny to see Nami responding like that. She knows exactly what happened because she's done this before. Only this time it's not Sanji asking for help. It is Sanji asking for help. Last time it wasn't. It was just Sanji apologizing and admitting that he can't hit a woman. I like to think of this as character growth in Sanji. Ever since Whole Cake Island, Sanji is willing to do his part, but also willing to let others do their part. It's a nice parallel to when Sanji told Usopp, do what you can and I'll do what I can. Sanji knows he can't fight a woman, so he needs another member of the crew to handle that fight for him. It's chivalry till death, yes, but it's still a character trait of Sanji that he will not betray. And I don't know what I would do in his shoes, but I very much respect him for sticking to his guns. So the last thing we see before cutting back to Sanji is that Usopp notices a cat with like an eye on its face. It's that piece of paper with the eye that Sanji's voice was coming from, and I'll get to those in a minute, but we later learn exactly what those are finally. After that, we cut back to Sanji with Black Maria, and we get a little insight into what kind of woman Black Maria is. When she likes something or someone, she does not let go. So after Sanji tells her, okay, there, I called her, let me go, she's like, oh no, I can't do that. See, you said you love me, and so did those guys. And she points to these 3 other dudes just tied up in webbing, and they're like, oh, we love only Black Maria. And Sanji goes, whoa, hang on. I love all women, and I am not a one-woman man. I am Sanji. And she's like, you're cheating on me? And just gets ready to start wailing on him again. She is a jealous and dangerous woman. Luckily, Black Maria does not get that other hit in as Robin shows up just in time with a giant giant hand, and slaps her across the face. Robin shows up and Black Maria's like, how did you get through all the webbing? And she goes, I can appear wherever I want. I'll get back to that in 1 minute. So after saying I can appear wherever I want, she then tells Black Maria, I've been a member of a lot of evil organizations, so when I see my friends getting hurt, it kind of brings out the demon in me. Now, Robin living up to that demon child aura that she has. And let me just say, both Black Maria and Robin, I love the amount of detail Oda goes into showing us that these are 2 of the more attractive One Piece characters. I know the joke is that all women in One Piece have the exact same hourglass figure. You either look like Alvida before her devil fruit or Alvida after her devil fruit. But I personally think that Robin is the most beautiful character in One Piece. So it's always nice to have a moment of Robin appreciation. So just give me 1 second. But anyways, in addition to Robin, hitting Black Maria across the face, Brook shows up and ices all the webbing, just completely gets rid of any traps around, frees Sanji, and is ready to support Robin in this fight. So I don't want to brag, but I did kind of call it a little bit. It was one of my theories that Robin would show up to fight Black Maria, Brook would play support against Black Maria's subordinates. It's kind of nice that Brook is taking the support role this time, considering in Whole Cake Island he was flat out MVP. Let's just be honest. So it's nice to see another combo fight. So you got Usopp and Nami over here. You got Brook. You got Brook and Robin over here, and now Sanji is off to go help the samurai. We later see that Jack has decided, okay, no, you can't take them you can't take them lightly, Black Maria. He picks up the transponder snail. He says, I'm already on my way. You go handle this, and I'm gonna go handle the samurai. Personally, I think this may result in Sanji versus Jack, which is really cool considering Jack is the guy who decimated Zoe. Sanji was a part of the group that saved Zoe, so it's kind of fitting to see that coming together. That might also imply that maybe Chopper will team up with someone, because I don't really think he could do it alone. But Queen was kind of unaccounted for this chapter. We get a glimpse of Marco fighting against King, but we don't see Queen anywhere, which is a little suspicious considering 2 chapters ago that Marco was holding off King and Queen at the same time. Where's Queen now? So as Sanji's going to leave, he's off to help the Scabbards, Black Maria calls out to him and says, no, Blackleg, I can't let you go. And Robin gets this sinister look and says, oh, are those going to be your last words? And as then, immediate shift, Robin's just like, oh, by the way, Sanji, Thank you very much for appreciating me and, calling out to me for help. And Sanji's looking back at her because, Robin just winked at him. So Sanji's on mental autopilot right now. And Brook's like, wait, Sanji, I made it icy there. And Sanji slips and falls. So even in a big, huge, serious moment like this, we still get the classic One Piece comedy. Continuing on from there, we cut back to Momonosuke, Shinobu, and Yamato inside of the broom closet, as I'm going to keep calling it. Yamato actually reveals to us that the little animals that we've seen around Onigashima are cyborgs. They're just little cybernetic animals that are connected to a subdivision of Kaido's, crew called the Marys. So the Marys have a connection to the little cyborg animals, and the cyborg animals kind of work as both an eye, an ear, and a mouth for the Marys. I don't know how many Marys there are. I don't know if the Marys are directly connected to their respective animals. So, like, if the flying squirrel, gifter is connected to a flying squirrel, there's a cat gifter connected to a cat, or if it's just all the animals are connected to all the Marys. Either way is believable. So it's kind of just, I don't even know, maybe the Marys themselves are cyborgs as well. We have Queen on Kaido's crew, so it's not impossible for there to be cybernetic implants across the entirety of the crew. But it's nice to have that information finally. Unfortunately, because there was a mouse connected to the Marys inside the closet, their location has now been revealed. And there's some enemies banging at the door, and Shinobu's like, oh my gosh, we have to hide Momonosuke. And Yamato looks at Momonosuke and is like, there's no time to explain. Get in! Now obviously we know that Momonosuke is a bit of a little pervert. So I don't think he's going to mind some family bonding with his dad. This kid's going to come out of Yamato's clothing with the bloodiest nose you've ever seen, with the immediate response, oh no, I was too rough with my attacks and I hurt him by accident. That's what's going to happen, because that's just how One Piece works. So, what a day to be Momonosuke. First, you got, kidnapped, then you got almost killed, now this. So, that's all we see from Momonosuke. But we do get that moment I was mentioning earlier about Jack that comes next in the chapter, which brings me to the final part of the chapter. Black Maria she's got her back turned to Robin and Brook, and she pulls out this giant, it's like an axe. It's got a giant wheel at the end with a face on it. I don't know too much about Japanese culture, but I'm pretty sure it's a yokai of some sort. I've seen a similar creature to it in both Persona 5 and when I play Ni no Kuni. So I know it's definitely based on a Japanese yokai. I just don't know what. I did learn that the tattoo on her back is like an old Japanese saying about how basically a man's life is in trouble when a woman is interested in him, or something like that. It's just like, a problematic woman, which is really funny considering, Black Maria is a problematic woman fighting against Robin, who is a problematic woman, and Brook's face just says what we're all thinking. So, me too, Brook. Me too. Now, before I leave off on this chapter, I'd like to go back to what I was saying about Robin when she said, I can, bloom anywhere. What if this isn't the real Robin? We know for a fact that Robin can split into at least 2 copies of herself. We know that the real Robin, is doing something. Then there's a secondary Robin that works as kind of like a shadow clone from Naruto. What if that image we saw in the last chapter, that mysterious stranger helping the samurai, is not Toki, is not Hiyori, is not Eneru, but is instead Nico Robin? She does have a little bit of her hair, like, a little bit of her hair drooping, which would match the earlobe hair-esque thing we saw in the silhouette. So what if Robin, while fighting Black Maria, is also fighting the Scabbards? The only other thing that helps this theory is that Black Maria stated the area the samurai are in is not too far from her location. Which means Robin, could have been heading up with Brook, saw the Scabbards in trouble, and was like, okay, Brook, we gotta go help the Scabbards. They started to go help the Scabbards when they heard Sanji saying, help me, the enemy has captured me. And Robin was like, okay, Brook, you go with me and save Sanji, while I go and save the samurai. And Brook was like, okay, got it. Sees the second Robin. Got it. They go. Robin can be in two places at once, so it's not impossible for her to do something like that. Or she sent the copy of herself to go help the samurai, and this is the real Robin fighting Black Maria at full force. We don't know. I could be completely wrong. It could just be Robin, and that could be Eneru off helping the Scabbards. We won't know until that character's revealed, which should be in the next couple chapters. My guess is next chapter is going to continue the Black Maria fight, as well as cutting over to Jinbei and seeing how he's doing against Who's Who. As always, I'm looking forward to the next chapter. I'm pretty sure there isn't a break next week, which is really nice, and I hope to see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.